Hello, conscious creators. How are we on this Thursday afternoon? Hope you guys are all well. I wanted to jump on in today because I've got a little message I want to share. And I want to talk about one thing that maybe you haven't really been thinking about when it comes to actually stepping into that role of conscious creator. This one thing that maybe just hasn't been on your radar, maybe this one thing that you've kind of still been on autopilot, just living your day-to-day life. And this one thing that will change a lot for you if you fully get your energy behind it. My light is flickering. That's really annoying, isn't it? All right. Hang on. Maybe I can turn the light off. I'm still here. Oh, that's annoying. I haven't got the cord to plug it in, so we'll just what's the word? We'll just go with kitchen lighting today. So this one thing that feels a little bit uncomfortable, this one thing that may feel a little bit scary as you step into this role and this era of you being the conscious creator of your life, because you've always been the creator, okay? But now with the work that you're doing, you're stepping into this role of conscious creator, which means you are creating your experiences and your life more consciously. You're going to start manifesting more of the things that you want. That is, of course, if you're still showing up for yourself, right? That is, of course, if you're still showing up with your daily devotional practices, your routines, your all of the bits and pieces and the things that we've been doing in this group. But there's this one thing that I hadn't really tapped into until a few months ago. And I'd been on this, this journey of understanding manifestation and how we create our experiences and, how our dominant thoughts impact what we create. I'd been on that journey for some time. And it was earlier this year that it hit me. And I was like, oh my God, there's this one thing that I haven't been taking into account, which is of course going to impact what it is that I'm creating. And that thing is that I was settling. And maybe you can relate to this too. Maybe there are areas in your life where you're settling because it feels easy, because it feels comfortable, because it's familiar, because you don't believe that you deserve any more. Okay, whatever the reason is. If we're truly going to step into this role of the conscious creator of our lives, which if you're here, I know that's what you want to do. Okay, you're here because you want to truly become, well, you're not even become because you already are, but you want to truly remember how to consciously create your life and your experiences. We need to be able to set our sights high. We need to be able to tap into what it is that we truly desire and actually go for it. And this feels really uncomfortable for a lot of people, and it felt really uncomfortable for me because when I was on this kind of this part of my journey where I was like, okay, I've been settling. The reason that I've been settling is because I've been protecting other people's feelings. I've been doing what feels easy. I've been avoiding what could feel really hard and what could make things harder for me in the short term. But I was settling. And once I realized that, I was like, well, of course, it all makes sense why certain things haven't manifested, because I have been settling. And when we're settling, we're sending this message to the universe that, okay, this is all I'm worthy of. This is all I believe that I'm worthy of, rather. This is all I believe I deserve. When, of course, we know that we're worthy of everything because we are. We just are, right? And so if you're in this position right now where you're like settling, whether it's in a job that you hate, whether it's in a business that you're not enjoying anymore and you wish you could pivot but you just don't know how, or in a relationship, or maybe in friendships that aren't lighting you up anymore. If you're settling in a particular area of your life, then you're not really stepping into that role of conscious creator. Because if you're truly in the role of the conscious creator, then you're going to be creating what you want, right? And can you truly create what you want if you're settling? Can you truly step into creating what it is that you truly deeply desire if you're settling for what you don't desire? Because you're protecting other people's feelings, because you want to please other people, because you don't want to rock the boat, because you don't want to get uncomfortable, because you want to take the easy road. One thing I can tell you about the easy road, while it looks and feels easy in the short term, that is the road that gets harder. And it's funny because a lot of people choose this easy road because they're like, oh, like, I don't want to get uncomfortable. I don't want to feel disappointed. I don't want to X, Y, Z. A lot of people choose this easy road. And then they find that months or years or however long down the track, it feels really, really hard. If you can relate to that, let me know. I can absolutely relate to that. And I mean, look, you know, full transparency, like in my marriage, I had chosen the easy road for a couple of years. And that easy road got really hard. It got really, really hard to the point where I was forced to, you know, just fucking do something different. Whereas had I chosen that hard road earlier on, that road would have gotten easier. Right? And I mean, ultimately I have chosen the hard road and it is getting easier. But isn't it interesting how we tend to think like, oh, I'm just going to choose what feels easy. And then that easy road gets harder. Whereas what if we could actually go, what if I chose that hard road now? Choosing myself, choosing not to settle, deciding that I am worthy of more, deciding that I'm worthy of more than good on paper, deciding that I'm worthy of more than mediocre, and allowing ourselves to choose that hard-ish road, that unfamiliar road, that uncomfortable road, but with the knowing that it is going to get easier. Like, I wonder if you started to do that, how your life would change dramatically. And this is something that I'm really committed to now as well. Like, I will absolutely, like, I'm so, what's the word? Yeah, I'm so committed to myself that I won't choose that easy road anymore just because it's easy. Because I know what I'm worth, I know what I deserve, and I know what I fucking want. And so when we get to lean into this energy, we are truly tapping into that role of the conscious creator. We're truly declaring to the universe that I know that I am worth more. I know what I am worth. I know what I deserve. Fucking show me how good it gets. Because I'm prepared to make these big decisions. I'm prepared to leap. I'm prepared to jump head first. And I fully trust that I've got this. I fully trust that I've got this, that the work that I'm doing is enough and that I am going to be held. And it's so interesting because we often feel like, oh my God, if I choose to do that, that's the hard road and it's going to feel really hard. It's so interesting how often we are held. And nearly, it's probably 10 years ago, almost to the date, 10 years ago, I left a relationship that was really toxic and it had been really toxic for many years. And I was so scared to leave it. And I chose that easy road. I chose the easy road to stay in the house, to stay with that person, to live in this familiar way, to live in this predictable way, even though it wasn't good for me, even though it was scary, it was really scary. It felt a lot harder for me at the time to choose the road to leave. And when I finally did choose that road to leave, like literally almost 10 years ago in October, it was long weekend, October. And I chose to leave and to take that hard road. And for a few weeks, it was hard. I was back at my parents' house and, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no confidence, I suppose, in myself. I did not know what the fuck I was going to do. But I trusted, right? I did not know how it was going to unfold. I just knew. I was like, I know that I've got to choose. It's like the sliding doors moment, right? If I go through this door, how's my life going to end up? I'd probably end up dead. Or if I choose this door, I don't know what's behind that door, but at least I've got a shot. And I chose that door. I'm so glad I did. I chose that door. And at the time I was working in corporate and I had an opportunity come up a few weeks after I'd left this relationship. It was maybe 3 or 4 weeks after. And the opportunity was to move to Perth and to open up a new office over there. And I, had the opportunity to go for at least 3 months, with the possibility to extend. And I was there for 5 months. And the company moved everything, like all of my stuff, my car. They paid for an apartment for me to rent in the city of Perth. It was amazing. I loved it so much. And it gave me that opportunity to reset, to restart, to kind of go within myself. I've said before, like, find myself. It gave me that opportunity to reset and restart. And had I continued to settle, I can't even imagine what my life would be now 10 years down the track. I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. Not that there's anyone here live, by the way, I don't think, but if you're on the replay, I wouldn't be here talking to myself in my new kitchen. Yeah. So I want you to really think, I really invite you to think about what areas of your life you're settling in. And it may be the job, it may be the business that's not lighting you up, it may be a relationship, it may be where you're living, maybe you don't enjoy where you live. It could be your money situation. Where are you settling? And how is that holding you back from really owning that role of conscious creator that you know that you are deep down? So really invite you to think about that. Now, this has been on my heart for a long time. And if you're following me on Instagram or even or if we're friends on Facebook, you'll see it come out today, that I have created a brand new one-to-one program. And this is for the person who wants more than a good on paper life. They don't want to settle anymore. Maybe they don't know exactly how or where they're settling in their life, but they know that there is something in here that they are made for more. And they know that they're not here to just fucking fit the mold and live life in the way that society tells you to live because this is the right, proper thing to do. Like, no, they are here to break that fucking mold and to live life in the most truest, most authentic way for them. That's who this program is designed for. And it's the most accessible one-to-one coaching that I've ever offered. And I'm really proud to be able to offer that because I want anyone and everyone to be able to access what I can share. And I think that's really important. So I'm going to drop a link, I think, into this video. And if you want to know more, if you want to talk about whether this is a good fit for you, jump on in, book a call, book a complimentary call. There's no high pressure sales pitch. Yes, we're going to talk about the program and see if it's a good fit. Okay, but I'm not going to pressure you to sell it. I'm going to guide you to make the best decision for yourself, whether that's to work with me, whether that's to hire someone else, whether that's to do whatever. If you've had a call with me before, you know that, okay. Hang on, multitasking brain can't. Book a complimentary call here to see if the one I should have done this before is your vibe and a good fit. Love you. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, right. No, I was going to say, if you have had one of these calls with me before, you know there's no high pressure. There's no sales tactics or anything like that. It's simply a conversation to see whether it's a good fit. There was something else I was going to say before that as well. So as I said, yes, so the program, there are 3 tiers, okay? 3 investment levels, I suppose. It starts at $170 a week for the silver tier, and then there's gold and a platinum if you want the all-in, playing all out. I'm here to fully consciously create my unlimited fucking most expansive life ever. So if you want to talk more about it, let me know. But so I invite you to start looking at your life and really just be aware of where you're settling. Be aware of the feelings that you get in your body. Be aware of the feelings that you get in your body and what messages your body's giving you, because that is a really powerful place to look and to notice, when things are not in alignment, when we're settling. You can look to your body. But the moral of the story is, it's so funny. It's like 10 years on from this other most transformational experience of my life. And it's like I'm going through this next evolution of me. And it's really funny. I was, so 10 years, so after I moved to Perth, I was going to have a personal chat with myself here. After I moved to Perth and I did come back to Adelaide, I moved into the area that I'm living in now, and I would go, like, it was in an apartment building and there's a pool and a sauna and all of the things. And I'm going to the pool nearly every night after work or, you know, after the gym. And I went in there for the first time today. And I had this moment where I was like, holy shit, like almost, it was probably 9.5 years ago when I came back from Perth, but I was like, wow, almost 10 years ago. And I was here in this pool contemplating what the next evolution, like the next chapter was going to hold for me. And here I am again, much different circumstances. I just found that really interesting. And isn't it funny how we get called back to certain places? And living in this suburb, this place, I felt so at home when I was here like 9.5 years ago. And then when I came back from traveling and I started coming here, and I was just sitting outside because I wasn't living here yet. And I was like, oh my God, I feel more at home than anywhere I've lived in the last 10 years. And I found that really fascinating. And that's, I think, a real example of being led by your heart and allowing yourself to trust that, like allowing yourself to go with that and actually trust that I am being led somewhere here. I can either ignore it because it feels really hard and it doesn't feel possible right now, or all of the things, or I can allow myself to explore this and see what's there and go with it. So that's my invitation to you is, it's like twofold. I feel like this is really cool. Is to look at where you're settling in your life, look for the signs and kind of play with, what would my life look like if I chose not to settle here? And also allowing yourself to be led by the heart and letting yourself follow where you're led. And kind of tuning into the things that feel good, the places that feel good, the people that feel good, the experiences that feel good. If you're in business, the stuff in your business that feels good. Really allow yourself to be led in that way. And that's how we get on the path to creating more than a good on paper life, more than a life where we're settling and existing. We get to create life consciously and we get to do it our way. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Peace out. Fucking love you. Please